you for being here, and especially Support Connection for always providing us a safe and loving forum to count on. I will never forget the day I decided to call Support Connection. It was that first conversation with Andrea, who's not here today, but I know she's with us here today. It was that first conversation with Andrea that made me realize that I did not have to go through any of this alone. So thank you. I am honored to be asked to speak today. I thought I would know exactly what to say. After all, it is my story. But in truth, looking back on my experiences over the last 6 years was harder to put into words than I thought. Not because of how painful it all was, though some of the physical and emotional effects still lingers, but more because living in the past was not what my personal experience taught me. Cancer not only offered me a new meaning of gratitude and a higher level of thankfulness, but it prompted me to adopt my philosophy, just keep moving forward. My life today looks nothing like I would have ever dreamed it would. It's better. It's not traditional, ordinary, fearless, or challenge-free, but it is full of many gifts and truly original to me. It is my story. It was late winter 2010. I was in love. I was in love with life and in love with mountain biking. I had just turned 36, and my then boyfriend had just moved in with me. I was training hard all winter for the upcoming mountain bike racing season. I was excited to challenge myself and push harder to advance to the next level of racing. The long, cold winter rides had turned into the warmer and longer days, and it was now the end of March, and I felt almost prepared for the season to start. I kept wondering if I would be ready for that first race, but little did I know what I had really been training for. When I'm mountain biking in the woods, I'm meandering through the trees, the rocks, and trying to follow the dirt path. Some trails are smooth, some have larger rocks, roots, trees. For the most part, the trails have a sense of familiarity to me, and no matter how fast or slow I ride, I feel free and in control. But there is always that moment when I might turn the corner too fast, or my tire hits a rock a particular way, and I'm knocked off balance, or worse, off the bike. It happens. It is part of the experience, and it can really hurt sometimes. But I've been lucky enough to get up and finish the ride or the race that I set out to do that day. I never realized how much riding my bike in the woods would be a metaphor for my life moving forward. It was February. While doing a self-breast exam, I noticed something. It was a lump. It didn't appear to be much. It didn't appear to be something other than that, so I waited. I waited almost 2 months to see if it would just go away. Of course, we all know how that ended since I'm standing up here in front of all of you now. It was now early April, and I was following an ultrasound, mammogram, biopsy. My fear had become reality. It was like the moment on my bike when I would turn that corner and my tire would hit the rock the wrong way. This time, it was going to be a little harder to get back up. It was April 15th. I had just heard those awful words, "You have cancer." I was more than knocked off balance that day. I had just had the trail beneath me taken away. I remember crying a lot. I remember saying, "This can't be. I have my first race in 10 days. I remember wanting to run away and not look back. But that was not going to be an option for me. Needless to say, I did not race that season, but I used that strength from all my training to get me through a long road of treatments. I was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. I had 5 surgeries in the course of 2 years. Due to my staging, I had to have chemo, radiation, Herceptin for a year. I have been on hormonal therapy ever since and have been put into chemical menopause. I had breast reconstruction only to have my body reject it. Many of the choices we have to make seem unfair, especially for those of us diagnosed so young. I am 42 now, just over 6 years from my diagnosis and 6 years and 10 days from my first surgery, but who's counting? The emotional and physical scars will always be a part of me. I just choose not to have them hold me back. Sometime during my treatments, it was suggested by my Aunt Donna that I write a list with 2 columns. The left side would show what cancer had taken away from me. The right side would be the list that would forever keep growing, as it was the list of what I would eventually get back as time went on. While that initial list then was significantly imbalanced to the left, today it would be overflowing to the right. Some things will never make it back on that right side, as they are truly lost forever. Cancer took so much from a lot of us. It brought me to my knees many times. But it is the people and the opportunities that have been opened up to me over the past 6 years that have changed my life forever. Of course, I am grateful that I was able to get up that day and every day since. I had amazing doctors, amazing support, and did what I needed to do. All I really wanted to do was get back up on my bike and feel confident in my body again. I wanted my life back. It had taken me a while to get back up to speed, and getting older, while a gift, in some ways has its own challenges. I watched as my peers excelled in the sport that I loved. I watched friends marry and have babies. I watched as others' lives moved forward at the time in which mine seemed like it was just standing still. I have never been good at sitting on the sidelines. Well, there were and continue to be many people that have helped me along the way. There is one specific woman that has continued to open doors for me, and to whom I will forever be grateful. Her generosity and belief in me helped me to come out on the other side of this process with a purpose. I was just finished radiation, and I signed up for a 50-mile mountain bike race in June, which, by the way, is today, and I'm glad I'm not racing. It was February, and I was trying to convince myself that I would be ready to race again. It was during that time that I met Joy. She owned a Pilates studio, and she's the founder of another wonderful program, Body-Wise Connection. It offers free Pilates for cancer patients, so I signed up. This is when the magic started to happen. I continued working with Joy at her studio even after the program had ended for me, and she continued to help build that confidence back in my body again. She not only helped to get me on that start line that day in June, but also helped me to complete my own training as a comprehensive instructor. Around the same time I completed my training, Joy moved to California, leaving me the opportunity to continue the successful business she had already started. It has been life-changing. I owe this turn of events to cancer. If I had never had cancer, I would have most certainly never have met Joy and started down this amazing new path I have been on ever since. Well, there is a lot of things I wish did not happen, and things I wish I could just get back. I have to just keep moving forward. I never did marry that man, nor have children of my own, but today I'm surrounded by love and healthy and cancer-free. Despite the aches and pains of the effects of the treatment on my body, I am back racing competitively again and riding stronger than I ever thought I could. Last year, I opened up my own Pilates studio and named it Forward Movement Lifestyle, inspired by my experiences. I continue helping others, whether in the studio with my work, offering support to others with cancer diagnosis, or volunteering in my biking community in order to give back. It is the least I can do, and it just feels really good to do it. I try to surround myself with and give love and hope on the bad days and the good days. Life, even without cancer, is not what we expect. And no matter what happened to me or what may be on the trails ahead, I still consider myself one of the lucky ones. Today, I celebrate life with all of you and remember those who are no longer with us. I leave you today with one of my favorite quotes by Albert Einstein. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Thank you.